Since the beginning of surfing, surfers have always asked themselves the age-old question: should I get another surfboard? All right, this is hard. It's just not that fun. Woo! Gateway drug into surfboard design. This is my 2024 Surfboard Quiver. 3 of my favorite boards. I put a lot of thought into these boards, and a disclaimer, I'm just your average everyday surfer that surfs average everyday waves, and these boards really reflect not only my ability but the waves I like to surf, and I think they're amazing boards. And I've been waiting to make this video for you guys for a long time because obviously there's some pretty unique designs in this Quiver I have here, but these 3 boards really cover the whole range of waves that I like to surf, and just I would say most of the waves here in California. For me, I'm 6 foot, 185 pounds with a soaking wet wetsuit, a 4.3 booties, and sometimes a hood. I probably touched the 190, so I'm not really the smallest surfer out there, but for my boards, I tend to go a little bit bigger. I would rather have some paddle power, and the Panda Astro Zombie is a 5'9", and I believe it's 36 liters, which is kind of big. And when I first got it, I was like, whoa, this is kind of gnarly. This is big, this feels big. But I'm so glad I got it in the size that I did, because the reality of it is most of the waves I surf on this need that paddle power, need that volume, need to make it through those flat sections and around those sections. So the reason why I like the fish so much for the waves I like to surf, the point breaks around here, small average surf, is because it takes such little effort to get into sections. It's really easy to paddle, it's really easy to surf, it's really forgiving, and when I do a pretty average turn, it really feels like an insane maneuver. And because of its design, its huge nose, its big tail, its rounded rails, and its very low rocker, it's pretty flat, the thing absolutely goes. Obviously, you can see the 2 boards that are waxed. These are the boards I ride mostly. But the fish has been the thing that has allowed me to catch more waves and surf different parts of the waves. If anybody's ever questioning a fish, get a fish. It's like a gateway drug into surfboard design and surfboard theory. And you start questioning pretty much everything. You really do, because it's such a different feeling that you can't really explain it completely until you feel it. And the fish really led me to what is now my daily driver, the board that I've ridden literally all winter long, the board I've ridden in 1 foot surf to overhead surf to every condition imaginable, which is the asymmetric. Custom shaped by Trey Martino, shaper here, and also an insanely good surfer that surfs these waves around here. Designed for softer, long peeling point breaks. Had a conversation with Trey and I was like, hey, these are the waves I want to surf this board in, and this is how I want to surf those waves. How can we make a board that works really well for that? And he did exactly that. I mean, he crushed it on this design, and the asymmetric is just such a good all-around board. I think the biggest myth with the asymmetrics is that it only goes one way, but these boards are actually not designed for directional waves. They're designed for goofy or regular foot. So they're actually designed for your feet, because your toes and your heel have 2 different movements. So for example, the rail on my toe side is actually slightly smaller than the rail on my heel side, so I don't bog on my heel side turns, nor do I skip out on my bottom turns toe side. Obviously here now we have the quad fin on the heels and the big twin fin on the toes, which makes this board a dream to ride. It really does. It keeps my turns nice and tight, but it also allows me to trim, allows me to get speed, and it has a really fun rocker. Trey designed it with a spiral V out the back to kind of have a little bit more of a pivot point and to snap those turns around when I get into one of those bigger sections. But like I said, I've ridden this board in just about every condition, and it works in pretty much everything. And the reason why this has been my daily driver, and probably will forever be my daily driver, and even more so than the fish, is because it just works. It's one of those boards you just hop on and it just goes. It's really fast. It makes it around sections. It's not hard to surf at all. It feels really comfortable. I've had the asymmetric since like the fall, and it's pretty much been the only board I've surfed since I've gotten it. And I keep wanting to like try it in every single condition because it always surprises me. The measurement is 6 foot. I don't really know anything else about it. Other than it's 6 foot, there's no leaderage. And even the 6 foot measurement is like, I don't know if it's like tip to tip or if it's like measured with the rocker. I don't really know because that's a 6 foot shortboard and it's not really exactly the same. So all I know is I put it on my arm and I'm like, this is right. This feels like home. This feels good for me. And overall that board is really good. And if if you're an average like surfer and you're just kind of trying to catch waves and have fun, like a lot of times like I'll be out there and I'll be catching a lot of the waves that nobody wants and like smaller mushy waves, but then once in a while I'll get like a set wave and it'll be super sick. And that's why I wanted a board to like handle those set waves or handle those head high days, which is like the only con of the fish is like when it gets a little bit bigger or you get into like a critical section of the wave, the fish doesn't really work that good. It's kind of hard to surf. So this board really evens it out for me. So foundation, the daily driver, and then the shortboard. I don't really have too much to say about the shortboard other than obviously it's not waxed because I don't really surf it that much. It's just not that fun. It's not that fun. Woo! Oh. This is a Lost Mayhem driver, 6.0. It's about 32 liters and it's a cool board. I mean, it's definitely the team board for the Lost guys. You know, this is like, they're on the driver 3.0, Griffin, Kolohe, like all the team riders are riding these kind of boards. And the reality of it is like, I just don't surf that good. I just don't surf like them to really like find the whole potential of this board, nor do I surf the waves that this board really works good in. The waves that I have surfed it in and it's been like really gnarly, like when I went down to Nicaragua last year and I surfed like a lot of steeper barreling beach breaks, this board worked really good. And I was like, damn, like this is the board I would want to have down there. And if I was surfing those waves all the time, then yeah, I'd probably want to surf this board. But for the most part, like the waves around town and just like the waves that are just not that great and just like, I want to have fun, it's really kind of a tough board to get going. It's really slow. It takes a lot of effort to get this board moving. And a lot of times, like if you get stuck behind a section, it's really hard to just maneuver around it. It's like the planing speed is not nearly close to those two boards. It's like really like a specialized board for me because I just want to go out there and have fun. I just want to have fun surfing, and it is a fun board. It definitely rips, but it's just not totally for me. And I don't think it is really like the everyday board. Like I just, that's not something that I know they sell these boards as like the daily drivers, but I just don't even understand why anybody would ever ride these every single day. And I do like it. I do like it. And I haven't really unlocked the full potential of it, which I'm excited to hopefully get some sicker waves on it and get some really cool turns and try airs and get barreled and all of that fun stuff. So that's my Quiver. I think it's the most well-rounded Quiver. Personally, it's just, it works for me. I think it would work for anybody that's like surfing every day or trying to surf every day. And it really covers a large range of waves. And it's like just a really fun set of boards. Woo! And if I had to choose a board to go surf, it's almost always this board. I mean, it just feels so good. Feels so good. But winter is over. Winter's over. And the swells are dying, so I'll probably end up surfing the Panda a lot more, the fish.